Please come, Prashanth.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Prashanth. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So, Prashanth, your introduction.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Prashanth. I've completed my graduation from Madras Medical College last year. I've done my schooling from the DAV Group of Schools, Chennai. My interests and hobbies include playing chess, being part of organizations such as the Indian Medical Association, and being part of NGOs in drug de-addiction drives.
Good. So, why shifting from medical profession to becoming a bureaucrat? You have done such excellent works in medical science. You are chairman and president of so many things. Don't you think this will give you greater satisfaction and happiness in life?
Sir, my impetus to join the MBBS per se was more because I was to be the first doctor in the family, and my family members were affected with cancer. Especially my dad passed away due to cancer. So that was my first impetus. But later on, sir, we do see several cases in the GH where even transplants are done free of cost. And that, I believe, is the success of the schemes such as the PMJAY. And if that be the case, sir, as a doctor, I'll be able to cater to 70 to 80 patients a day. Well, as a civil servant, I'll be able to make a difference in the lives of at least 1 million plus. So I believe because of the diversity that this field offers and my deep interest in policy making, I'll be able to do better with the civil services, sir.
Prashanth, I can say that in case of medical profession, it is the doctor who does everything. The bureaucrat maybe signs files, which maybe your CMHO may post before him, or maybe inaugurate some medical camp. But you are the real doer in medical science.
Sir, but doctors are put up with certain limitations, especially when it comes to the healthcare infrastructure and when it comes to even the health insurance that is catered. These are areas, and the root causes of the public health delivery system model can only be shaped with the policy.
So tell me, you are from Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is a hub for medical tourism.
Yes, sir.
How?
Sir, the medical tourism industry in India per se is at $20 billion. And when we look up the state of Tamil Nadu, Chennai happens to be the prime spot for medical tourism. And the reason majorly being that as far as India and specifically Chennai is concerned, there are at least 41 plus JCI, which is the Joint Committee International Accredited Institutes or hospitals. Second thing being the availability, affordability and accessibility of healthcare hospitals in Chennai is extremely good, considering that we have even international clients come up. And that is the reason why the standing of the country and Chennai stands.
Prashanth, tell me, there are some foreign chains of hospitals which have entered Tamil Nadu. One of them is in Vellore. So, are you in favor of just like foreign universities have been allowed? Do you think that foreign hospital chains, which are so well known, if they land up in India and build infrastructure and start working here, don't you think it will shoot up our medical sciences and medical care and healthcare absolutely modern and good? What do you say?
So, setting up of foreign institutes in our country is a welcome move, considering that it will definitely bring in new energy, talent, and also with respect to the healthcare infrastructure, it will help us in stepping up. So definitely it is a welcome move, and even in the national education policy, for instance, we have a tie-up with the foreign educational institutes which have been allowed to set up the bases in India.
All right.
So with the healthcare as well, sir.
Thank you, Prashanth. I pass on to our member.
Thank you, sir.
Prashanth, this API is an issue, active pharmaceutical issue in India. Of late, Government of India is doing something about it. What Government of India is doing about it? Can you tell me something about API, production of API?
Yes, sir. So with respect to the active pharmaceutical ingredients, at least 70% of it is imported from China and other intermediaries such as the USA and Italy. And with respect to API processes, 27 on 43 products are being produced right now in India, and that is through certain initiatives. One being the product linked incentive scheme, wherein it has been brought under the sector and incentives are provided for sales. That's one. The second is about the bulk drug parks that have been established, especially the one at Bharuch. So this has been again helpful for us to step up the process. The third thing is about the draft pharmaceutical policy, which again has been stipulated to ensure that we are self-sufficient with drug production and medical devices. So these are three things that we've done. And also we've set up SEZs, the special economic zones, which can help us with procuring solvents, chemicals, the fermentation process, all of which China has a lead in.
Okay. So where are these medical device parks are coming up?
Sir, I'm not able to recollect the places where the medical device parks are coming up right now, sir.
Okay. Recently, I came across with the news that a man has been transplanted with the kidney of a pig
Yes, sir.
in England or somewhere, no?
Yes, in the US.
In the US.
Yes, sir.
So, and they say that now they will start rearing the pigs and other animals for organ transplantation, because there is a long queue for organ transplantation. So, I mean, I am just asking you an ethical question actually. Is it ethical to do all these things, to rear animals and then cut them all open for organ, just like cereals and wheat and paddy?
Sir, there might be ethical concerns when it comes to rearing animals for the purposes of organ transplantation. Though the prime aim might not be to rear them for the same, but then considering that such animals have also been slaughtered in slaughterhouses with respect to meat, or they have been exported and imported and trade with animals happen. So, considering these circumstances, if it is used for the higher cost, we can
Got. Tell me, in a district, the rural children, what is the, in general, I mean, say in Tamil Nadu, what is the basic deficiency, nutrient deficiency? Basic. I mean, what do you call these micronutrients and macronutrients?
Yes, sir.
So,
Iron.
what is the iron?
Anemia, sir. Anemia due to iron.
Anemia due to iron deficiency.
Yes, sir.
So, what government of India is doing for this? Do you know there is a scheme for that?
Yes, sir. Anemia Mukt Bharat scheme,
Ah.
wherein there is an initiative of 6x6x6, where 6 beneficiaries or 6 stakeholders are chosen with 6 initiatives and interventions, of which include behavioral change, communication, weekly iron and folic acid supplementation using our tablets.
Got it. My last question is about, again, with the anemia. There is a sickle cell anemia also.
Yes, sir.
And recently there was very good news about that.
Yes, sir.
What is that good news?
So there are two things with respect to it. One, the union budget had mentioned about the national program for sickle cell anemia elimination. The second thing is about the CRISPR-Cas9 mechanism through which sickle cell anemia can be treated and cured.
No, but I read about hydroxyurea being quite cheap now.
So hydroxyurea for sickle cell anemia has been used since long.
But it's imported.
Yes, sir.
It costs 77,000 rupees per vial.
Yes, sir.
Now per vial will cost 600 or something like that?
Yes, sir. It's been subsidized.
Not subsidized. Huh?
I'll look up on it, sir, then.
It's not subsidized. It is yet to be manufactured.
Okay, sir. I'll look that up. Sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, Prashanth, what is Neuralink telepathy and is it ethical?
So, with respect to Neuralink, it is a chip-based device wherein there are 1024 electrodes implanted in the brain, and that has been proposed by the SpaceX Elon Musk. So, basically, with respect to Neuralink, a person will be able to execute actions through a computer-mediated device, and he'll be able to do even in case of a debilitated person. And the ethical perspective, sir, as far as it is concerned, it is still under research, and as such, it's a human investigational device. So there are concerns with respect to its safety and the efficacy of the model, and about how it can surpass human goals. It can go beyond a human outreach as well. So the day is not too far when AI and newer technologies can replace humans that way.
All right. So, day is not far when we can achieve immortality.
Yes, sir.
What will happen to the world if mankind becomes immortal?
So, considering that if mankind turns immortal, there could be a population explosion because of which the resources on Earth might not be sufficient enough to cater. Gandhiji once mentioned that the earth has enough to provide for everyone's need, but not for everyone's greed. But then there might be a situation when that might not be possible. So sustainable development should be the need of the hour.
Ego cycle will be broken. No?
Sorry, sir?
Ego cycle will be
Hampered and
hampered.
it'll be
You,
tough, sir.
You are a polyglot.
Yes, sir.
One of the rarest, I think, less than 1% of the world population is polyglot. So how you picked up this hobby, and how will it help you in civil service?
So as far as picking the hobby is concerned, it's more so because family members help us in learning new languages. Considering that the nativity of my mom and dad technically happens to be from Andhra or Kerala, so the languages of Telugu and Malayalam were natural enough to learn. And Tamil, Hindi and English, Hindi being my second language, it was easier for me to pick up. And my friends, a couple of them were from the Hindi speaking states as well, so it was easier, sir. As far as the administrative part is concerned, definitely a person develops a natural connect and an emotional bond when someone speaks in their language. And it becomes easier for us to understand the problems, grievances and concerns in their own language. So to reach the last mile citizen and the common man, it is imperative that we learn as many languages as possible, sir.
Prashanth, what makes you a proud Indian?
So the very fact that I belong to Bharat makes me a proud Indian by itself. I think that by itself is enough reason for a person to be proud of their nationality. There doesn't need to be a second reason or because a country stands in a particular position. The traditions, the culture, the values that our country espouses, I think that is the basis and the rock bed for my field of nationalism.
Now tell me about India of 2047.
So India of 2047 is the Viksit Bharat 2047, which is after 100 years of independence, where India stands at least at $35 trillion GDP. And with respect to empowering women, citizens, and the four castes, as mentioned in the Union Interim Budget, with respect to the farmers, with respect to women, the underprivileged population, and every single sector of our country will be at a developed state. So that is the Bharat that everyone wishes, and I as a common citizen again resonates with the same.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, good evening, Prashanth.
Good evening, sir.
So, you were talking about Viksit Bharat. So, tell me socio-economic parameters on the basis of which developing economy and a developed country are classified.
Sir, with respect to the WTO definition, there is no set criteria for a developed or a developing country. But then countries could choose to claim either of these, and when they go undisputed, the claim of being either a developing or a developed nation is accepted. Only when there is a dispute, the claim is settled by the WTO dispute settlement body. And otherwise, sir, with respect to socio-economic indicators per se, there are set criteria for the HDI, wherein HDI more than 0.8, if I were to guess, sir, I'm not exactly sure of the number, but the set criteria of that will help us in defining a developed state. And with respect to the economic values, the United Nations has set a value of, I think, $13,000, sir.
Now, who is a poor in India? One who has calorie deficit or income or multi-dimension poor? Who is a poor?
So different committees have classified the poor based on consumption or based on other set criteria. Though the multidimensional poverty index as calculated by the Niti Aayog gives clear-cut criteria because it is an amalgamation of the socio-economic status of a person. It has components of health, education and the quality of life. So I would put it into the multidimensional poverty index, sir.
Now, can you differentiate between a subsidy and a freebie?
So as far as a subsidy is concerned or a freebie, it depends on who the person, the particular beneficiary reaches out to. As in, it's a very thin line to differentiate between a subsidy or a freebie per se.
Can you give an example?
Yes, sir. So if a student who studies at a school when a laptop is provided to him for his education, that cannot be considered a freebie, but it is an essential item. So it's a welfare scheme or a welfare model rather. But when it comes to a freebie, a person who doesn't require something, say a television set that was given to the families of the particular state, that might not be something that was extremely essential.
So recently, the price of LPG were reduced. So is it a freebie or a subsidy?
So it is a subsidy. It is not a freebie, considering that most of the families are beneficiaries from the.
But it was long overdue and the timing was just before the elections.
So it might have been long overdue and just before the elections, but considering that the beneficiaries are ultimately the common citizens of our country, any welcome move, all this is to be considered as a welcome move.
Now, coming to international affairs. So now, in past few years, India has been more vocal, or let's say assertive, in voicing their opinions. So what are the merits and demerits of this approach?
So in international affairs, as the Honorable External Affairs Minister mentions, as the world turns India ready, India turns world ready. As in, India is at a state where we aspire to be a Vishwaguru and a Vishwamitra, and being the friend of every other country, be it the developing South or the developed nations. I believe it is imperative that India take a stand and voice out its opinion. That only adds more value to our country, and it adds individuality to the line that we draw.
Now, I see many leadership positions in your DAF. You were president, chairperson. So tell me 5 qualities of a leader.
So a leader is one who can swiftly take decisions, is competent to carry out the team alongside, has team building opportunities. So that would be 2. The third one would be his agility. The fourth one is the confidence and the conviction to take decisions. The fifth one is the honest and the responsible behavior that he shoulders, especially in case of failure of a decision.
And why chess is not part of Olympics?
Sir, as far as the Olympics is concerned, it happens over a span of 15 days, and most of the events are outdoor events and not indoor based. Considering that the game of chess, in case of tournaments, need to be played over a longer span of time, either over 15 to 20 hours, or it could be a couple of days that it is tougher for them to conduct chess, and the very necessity of Olympics happens it to be outdoor.
You have also won 40 gold medals in MBBS.
Yes,
so these gold medals are related to which field?
So the fields of medicine, wherein we have 19 subjects in our curriculum, which includes right from medicine to anatomy. And there are also super specialty subjects under which they conduct separate proficiency exams. So all put together, it comes to 40, sir.
Okay. And you also have a hobby of swimming.
Yes, sir.
All strokes you have mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how many maximum gold medals can be won by a single player in Olympics?
So the maximum record right now is 23 gold medals by Michael Phelps, who's won it over 4 Olympics. So
I'm
on an
talking
average,
about in a single Olympics.
sir, in a single Olympic, I'm not aware of the exact number, though it should be around 8 to 10, sir.
And talking about Olympics, which are the low-hanging fruits which should be targeted so as to win more gold medals by India in Olympics?
Sir, the current sports, as in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, cricket has been added, and cricket is an asset to our country as far as it's concerned. So that's one. The second thing is about at competitions like javelin throw, where in the Asian Games, especially Neeraj Chopra has won, and we've also had a previous Olympics where Abhinav Bindra had participated and won in case of archery. So these are 2 other sports where we can excel.
Okay. My last question, Prashanth.
Yes, sir.
If you were posted as a DM in any of the district and you find that most of your subordinates lacks integrity, almost every one of them, so how would you proceed? You are newly appointed and you just find out that the entire system was corrupt before you.
So one would be to analyze the root cause of such corruption as to where the money flows in from, or what sort of corruption has been happening, as it could be bribery, nepotism, influence peddling, or any other sort. So that would be one. The second would be about behavioral change communication that needs to be adopted with the subordinate members. So probably I would invite them over a dinner or a social occasion wherein I would probably explain the cons of such corruption and how the system machinery is being corrupted on the same lines. So that would be two. The next one would be about taking up institutional measures of integrity pacts and also put up reverse auctioning in case of tenders, so that there are foolproof mechanisms in place and e-governance being adopted. All these put together will help us in resonating with deeds of removing corruption, sir.
So thank you, Prashanth.
Thank you, sir.
Prashanth, India's foreign minister was in Philippines.
Yes, sir.
So, what has transpired in Philippines that China had to issue a counter statement?
Sir, it is with regards to the current dispute running in the South China Sea, where Philippines and China have been at loggerheads claiming the South China Sea, and that is on the basis of the 9-dash line. So currently, the second Thomas Shoal has been under controversy, wherein certain ships were being captured by China, and Philippines and China were at loggerheads with respect to the ships moving in the South
Something
China Sea.
else has come up recently. Some island. Are you aware?
The Thomas Shoal, sir.
No. Anyway, so what did the EAM say that China had to say that no third party interference is required?
Sir, our External Affairs Minister had expressed solidarity with the claim of Philippines on the South China Sea. And this statement of our Honorable EAM had been taken on the wrong spirit by China, which said that no other third country can opine on the same.
All right, good. So, Prashanth, we are almost over with our questions, but in case you think that something from your DAF is still not covered, I can ask you one more last question.
So something on the Cancer Survivor Support Group.
Cancer Survivor Support Group. So, what has been your contribution to this group?
Sir, it's a group of our batchmates and friends who come together to meet certain cancer survivors and get them on the lines of treatment. So there are three things that we majorly do. One is about helping them with the finances on crowdfunding mechanisms. Two is about counseling them and their family members on how to tackle cancer and that cancer is conquerable. So that would be the second. The third thing is about rehabilitating such individuals who successfully won over cancer. So these are the things that we do.
So, Prashanth, we are over with the interview now.
Thank you so
You
much.
may proceed to the joining room for some time. We'll call you in another 1 or 2 minutes.
Sure. See you, sir.
Please come, Prashanth. Just sit down. So, Prashanth, how did you perform today?
So I feel good conversing with the team,
Yeah, it was good.
with the panel, and
Yes.
it's my pleasure to be part of the team.
No, we also enjoyed your conversation. So Prashanth, you are a good personality, very, very good knowledge about medical profession. And
Thank you, sir.
yes, I mean, on the dot, maybe 1 or 2 questions here and there you may not have remembered. But on the whole, you were able to field all the questions pertaining to medical sciences very well. On international affairs, you were slightly off the track. Maybe you were recalling something else. So, but you had a good knowledge, good grasp. But you have to, have a similar grasp as you had for medical sciences for other subjects also.
Yes, sir.
A little bit. So that way, that is one. The second thing is that your body language was not very, except for your good talk, your body language was not very impressive. You were sitting, in a very slumpy manner. I don't know why.
Okay.
So, can you go back and sit straight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And don't put this parallel,
Okay, sir.
Can you just put can you open
Yes,
the
sir.
button?
Yes, sir.
Keep it fair again. Yes.
Okay, sir.
This also looks very, mechanical.
Okay.
Be very natural.
Fine, sir.
You can put your hands on the
Yes.
on the arms
wrist.
also. Yes.
Yes.
This is the one we would appreciate.
Yes, sir.
So you were looking, very timid personality, speaking the best of the things, but looking very, you understand
Yes, I
the point?
understand, sir. Yes.
So be bold and be
Yes.
assertive.
Sure, sir.
Your Your speech was very assertive, your address was very assertive. So why should your body language be,
Yes, sir.
not assertive? So now this looks better, looks smart.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tie ka thoda knot also needs to be
I have a
in
different
the
pattern,
length of
sir.
so
I just
tie.
took it.
These are small things, but it was, aankhon mein it was irritating
Yes, sir.
all the time. With such a good personality in terms of mental personality, this bodily personality was not matching.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you are good, Prashanth, in all respects. Few knowledge gaps, just fill it up.
Sure.
Since Philippines had, there's a Sparty Islands,
Okay.
which came under dispute. So these people, Philippines people had, had gone to that island, and China had, this was long ago.
Okay, sir.
So on that particular issue, EM mentioned about that we are with national sovereignty of Philippines.
Yes, sir.
So that attracted China's attention. So you have to be more specific.
Sure, sir.
So current affairs you should not.
Yes, sir.
And let me tell you, don't be fixated on medical science questions, totally. You're already very good.
Yes, sir.
Spend your rest of the time till 1st April on other subjects.
Sure, sir.
Because don't have this impression that all the questions will be on medical. Maybe 1 or 2 questions,
Yes,
and
sir.
that's all.
Yes, sir.
And your first answer on million lives, that sounded a little poetical.
Okay, sir.
Very poetical.
Sure, sir.
So be realistic.
Yes, sir.
That I would be able to frame policies which will affect lots of people.
Yes, sir.
And with government schemes and programs which I would be controlling, or I would have the control of those schemes, I can reach out to a larger number of people.
Sure, sir.
All right. Don't exaggerate.
Yes, sir.
All right. So that will look, panel which has already done their job and served for 35, 40 years in the same service, they will find
sir.
it very impractical.
Yes, sir.
कि भाई आप पता नहीं किस ख्याल में हो. All right.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you are very good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Prashanth, you are very energetic and a very young candidate, bubbling with energy, very good, very good. I mean, communication is quite effective communication. Okay, your speaking ability is quite good. Communication is good, knowledge is also good. Do some deep diving
Sure, sir.
in some areas, especially your optional subject or other subjects,
Yes, sir.
IR, politics, etc. So do some deep diving till your interview is over. Read the newspapers,
Sure,
4
sir.
or 5 newspapers.
Yes,
okay? And newspapers, don't restrict yourself to 1 or 2, which you read generally.
Sure, sir.
Go for other newspaper also.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So 4 or 5 newspapers daily. Remain updated with the things.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Because
Yes, sir,
these
sure.
are the plus points with you. This communication,
Yes, sir.
personality, smiling face. So once the knowledge filling is there, gap filling is there, then you come up very good.
Yes,
In
sir.
the final interview, you come up very good.
Sure,
Okay?
sir. Thank you, sir.
All the best.
So, Prashant, same observations. You are good. There is no doubt. So, two comments. Number one, how polyglot will help you in civil service. So, use of knowledge or languages, you may not be posted in those areas. So, polyglot is a condition of mind with which you are able to pick up the change, and civil service will show you so much of change.
Yes, sir.
So connect it with something that can be related to civil service.
Yes.
What makes you a proud Indian? It's not only the fact that you belong to India. India's achievements and India's story of growth. India
Yes, sir.
today is not talking of Vishwaguru. All those things you could have narrated how what makes you a proud Indian today.
Yes, sir.
Right? So your answer was only one-liner, whereas I thought that you will pick up
Explain.
all those things.
Yes,
Today
sir.
we are exporting defense equipments
Yes, sir.
in a big way. Our economy has grown. Our stature in the world has grown.
Yes, sir.
G20, voice of global south.
Yes, sir.
So many things that make you feel
Feel proud.
like
Yes,
a proud Indian.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So just these two colors.
Sure, sir.
So wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
And color of your shirt also will
Yes,
be
sir.
good if you
I have a
switch
blue
to gold
coat and
color.
white shirt, sir.
Yeah,
Actually.
white will be.
Yes, sir.
So Prashant, same opinion, nothing new to add. Overall, you have done pretty well. So keep working on content
Yes, sir.
and take a pause before answering any situational based question. So you will come out with better thoughts and better answer.
Yes,
So
sir.
wish you all the best.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Prashant, any questions?
Sir, no other questions.
We have given you 68%, Prashant.
Sure, sir.
187 marks.
So you are a treasure of knowledge, right? In most of the areas. But there are still some missing areas, which
Yes, sir.
non-medical issues. Get the same level of depth
Sure, sir.
in other subjects which you presently have in your medical issues.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
We will do very well.
Yes, sir.
All the best.
Thank you so
All
much.
the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.